Today we will straight away start with the first session. Today, for the first session, we have three speakers, it's chaired by Professor Hiraman Tiwari. So without further ado, I would like to call them up on the dais. Professor Saroj Sharma.
1+1.
The second speaker is Professor Gyaneshwar Chaudhary. And the third speaker is Professor Panchalan Mohanty. King Sejong Literary Prize 2021. Chair now.
Thank you so much. Put on record my deep of the conference to the director, and most importantly to my friend and in a way guide.
My head goddess of wisdom, Ma Saraswati, my pranam. My pranam to the learned people who are sitting over here. Chair of राष्ट्रीय स्वयं सेवक संघ के जो माइनॉरिटी सेल के को देख रहे हैं इंद्रेश जी, उन्हें मुझे और AIO के चेयरपर्सन पंकज मित्तल जी को आमंत्रित किया गया था जामिया मिलिया इस्लामिया में. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ही रेज टू द ऑडियंस, आप में से कितने लोगों को जापानी भाषा में सपने आते हैं? आप में से कितने लोगों को मैंडेरियन में सपने आते हैं? कितनों को फ्रेंच में आते हैं? कितनों को हिंदी में, उर्दू में आते हैं? कितनों को बांग्ला भाषा में आते हैं? मेनी हैंड्स वर रेज्ड. सो जब देखते हैं अपनी भाषा में बोलते हैं, और इससे अच्छा समय कभी नहीं था जब भारतीय भाषाओं को चिन्हित करने की, पहचानने की बात हो. I miss the experts are over here, and I know I'm not an expert in language, but yes, as a layman, as a common person, I think when
let's understand what our human body has. So the first thing is each and every human body has 37.2 trillion cells, and cell is the basic unit of life. Everyone who studied science at class 8, they know that cell is the unit of life. Is the mitochondrial DNA. Then we would be able to know about our maternal ancestry. Maternal ancestry means that associates them with the Indus Valley civilization. The second ancestry relates with the hunting-gathering population, the BHU, and we also share.
And how we got here. That's a very important book. Linguistic diversity in India has been there since time immemorial. You look at anything, Bharata's Natya Shastra, Chinese travelers, records, Al-Biruni's statements, you look everywhere, there was diversity. Natya Shastra, talks about bhashas. So there were, differences. That's very important, we must understand that. And there was a give and take, because whenever languages are there must be give and take. People have given certain things to others, taken something. So there was a kind of collegiality, peaceful coexistence among the languages along with the people. That's very, very important. And languages do change. They must change. Nobody can stop that. Remember that. And that's the reason for which you have Sanskrit, you have Pali, you have a lot of Prakrits, and all those things. And some of the, somebody says Apabhramshas. Apabhramsha is a word which I will not use at all, because Apabhramsha, if you make it an adjective, it will be Apabhrashta. So remember the kind of attitude that people used to have, some of these languages, that's also important. We had certain attitude towards, let's say, I can say that Prakrit. I'll ask you a question, how many universities teach Pali and Prakrit? How many scholars are there in Pali and Prakrit? What kind of research is happening in Pali and Prakrit? So these are the issues which are very important. Professor Tiwari was talking about, so many languages. It's a language garden. I have borrowed it from Ophelia Garcia. It's a language garden. Will you like to have only one red rose in your garden throughout the year? Never studied Hindi in my whole life, let me tell you. I've learned Hindi. When I went to school, it was Sanskrit. I feel very, blessed that I learned some Sanskrit. And whenever I start speaking in Hindi, people, oh, can't you speak in English? So that kind of thing. After 50 years, even 55 years, multilingualism has not developed. Here I'll refer to what Professor Chobe was saying. Indian population is very different from the Chinese population genetically. This is I learned from David Harris. It's 30 minutes, I'm sorry. Puri, everybody thinks has to do with Sanskrit Puri. It's WNG wrong. Because it disturbed me. Place names always occur in clusters. If there is Hyderabad, there must be Sikandrabad. There must be Faizabad, there must be Muradabad, there must be some other Bad. Has to be there.
Enjoyed the sessions yesterday, and the first session, of course, I'm almost dawning. So if you have a question, please.
They can give anything. So that's not.
No, my answer to this question is that if you look into the Grierson's volume 1 and the kind of problems he faced during his linguistic survey of India, he mentioned two major points. He says that one language but two names, and the second point he says that what is the name of your language, the person will say wo batayega, something like the third person will tell you about it. If you dissect 1961 census 1652 numbers, there are, I may miss some numbers. 103 is your foreign tongue, foreign languages, Armenian and others. There are 530 which are unclassified, some 569 Indo-Aryan and something like that. Even the 1961 classifies languages into tribal languages, and that there are 300 something of that. But the problem with 1961 census is there are names with one. Ek aadmi bolta. Got it? If you reduce those one as well as your minimum, I think that a language should be spoken by minimum 2%. If minimum 2 agar nahi rakhenge, then your numbers will automatically come. So we do make such kind of an argument that 1652 mother tongues and other, but we carefully look, the numbers are less.
Should we do a census